I'm Adam,
And I'm Bubbles.
and this is Where There's a Williams, There's a Way. Hey Bubbles, do you ride public transportation?
I don't know if you know this, but elephants are pretty big. I don't do buses, but I will ride trains and boats.
When you ride the train, are you the star of the show? I imagine all the people taking selfies with you while waiting for their rides.
Yeah, I could see that.
Maybe you could charge a fee to pay for your ride.
Oh no, I'll just plop myself down and hope they consider me a friendly mascot. Who could resist an adorable elephant passenger, right?
The Bubbles Express. In today's book, a little boy goes on a bus ride with his grandma. Let's get started. Last Stop on Market Street. Words by Matt de la Peña. Pictures by Christian Robinson. CJ pushed through the church doors, skipped down the steps. The outside air smelled like freedom, but it also smelled like rain, which freckled CJ's shirt and dripped down his nose. He ducked under his Nana's umbrella, saying, "How come we gotta wait for the bus in all this wet?" "Trees get thirsty too," his Nana told him. "Don't you see the big one drinking through a straw?" CJ looked for a long time but never saw a straw. From the bus stop, he watched water pool on flower petals, watched rain patter against the windshield of the nearby car. His friend Colby climbed in, gave CJ a wave, and drove off with his dad. "Nana, how come we don't got a car?" "Boy, what do we need a car for? We got a bus that breathes fire, and old Mr. Dennis, who always has a trick for you." The bus creaked to a stop in front of them. It sighed and sagged, and the doors split open. "What's that I see?" Mr. Dennis asked. He pulled the coin from behind CJ's ear, placed it in his palm. Nana laughed her deep laugh and pushed CJ along. They sat right up front. The man across the way was tuning a guitar. An old woman with curlers had butterflies in a jar. Nana gave everyone a great big smile and a good afternoon. She made sure CJ did the same.
Hey Adam, did you ever ride the bus?
I didn't get my driver's license until I was 20 years old, so I rode the bus for a long time.
Did you like taking public transportation?
There were things that were nice about it. I was able to read a book or get my homework done while I was there. Plus, there's always a chance to people watch.
People watching is fun, but I can't really move around a lot if I was on a bus.
The bubble bus.
So what's the problem with riding the bus?
Really, it takes a long time because the bus doesn't drop you off at your house unless you live with a bus stop in front. Plus, standing out in the rain is the worst.
I love the rain.
I like a good summer rain, but if I'm riding the bus, that means I'm going someplace and would prefer not to be soaking wet. The bus lurched forward and stopped, lurched forward and stopped. Nana hummed as she knit. "How come we always gotta go here after church?" CJ said. "Miguel and Colby never have to go nowhere." "I feel sorry for those boys," she told him. "They'll never get a chance to meet Bobo and the sunglasses man. And I hear Trixie got herself a brand new hat." CJ stared out the window, feeling sorry for himself. He watched cars zip by on either side, watched a group of boys hop curbs on pikes. A man climbed aboard with a spotted dog. CJ gave up his seat. "How come that man can't see?" "Boy, what do you know about seeing?" Nana told him. "Some people watch the world with their ears." "That's a fact. Their noses, too," the man said, sniffing at the air. "That's a mighty fine perfume you're wearing today, man." Nana squeezed the man's hand and laughed her deep laugh. Two older boys got on next. CJ watched as they moved on by and stood in back. "Sure wish I had one of those," he said. Nana set down her knitting. "What for? You got a real live thing sitting across from you. Why don't you ask the man if he'll play us a song?" CJ didn't have to. The guitar player was already plucking strings and beginning to sing. "To feel the magic of music," the blind man whispered, "I like to close my eyes." Nana closed hers too. So did CJ and the spotted dog. And in the darkness, the rhythm lifted CJ out of the bus, out of the busy city. He saw sunset colors swirling over crashing waves, saw a family of hawks slicing through the sky, saw the old woman's butterflies dancing free in the light of the moon. CJ's chest grew full, and he was lost in the sound, and the sound gave him the feeling of magic.
Where do you think they are going?
I'm not sure. It seems like CJ and his grandma do this route every week.
Maybe they are going to a park.
Bobo? Trixie? The Sunglass Man? Maybe they're going to a carnival.
Carnivals are awesome. The only problem is that people think that I am part of the carnival.
If I remember correctly, when we went to the carnival together, people kept asking if they could feed you cotton candy.
Yeah, my trunk was stained blue for 2 whole days.
And it's a scary thing seeing an elephant hopped up on sugar. All you wanted to do was play carnival games.
You have to admit, I'm pretty awesome at ring toss and balloon darts.
It's true. You did win several giant stuffed animals that day.
What are the chances that they too really are going to a carnival?
Not very likely, I'd say. The song ended, and CJ opened his eyes. Everyone on the bus clapped, even the boys in back. Nana glanced at the coin in CJ's palm. CJ dropped it on the man's hat. "Last stop on Market Street," Mr. Dennis called. CJ looked around as he stepped off the bus. Crumbling sidewalks and broken down doors, graffiti-tagged windows and boarded-up stores. He reached for his Nana's hand. "How come it's always so dirty over here?" She smiled and pointed to the sky. "Sometimes when you're surrounded by dirt, CJ, you're a better witness for what's beautiful." CJ saw the perfect rainbow arcing over the soup kitchen. He wondered how his Nana always found beautiful where he never even thought to look. He looked all around them again, at the bus rounding the corner out of sight, and the broken street lamps still lit up bright, and the stray cat shadows moving across the wall. When he spotted their familiar faces in the window, he said, "I'm glad we came." He thought his Nana might laugh her deep laugh, but she didn't. She patted him on the head and told him, "Me too, CJ. Now come on."
Remember when I visited your school? Those kids were so excited to meet me. They bombarded me with questions like, "Can elephants really paint?" and "Do you eat that much every day?"
Oh, definitely. And when you demonstrated your painting skills, their jaws dropped. You created a masterpiece with your paintbrush held in your trunk. Some of them were convinced they'd discovered a new artist.
I must admit, I was a bit surprised when you joined the volunteer firefighters for that community service event.
You got me there, Bubbles. It was quite the sight. Me in that oversized firefighter gear. But hey, it was all for a good cause. I thought I'd show my students that even teachers can step out of their comfort zones and help the community.
And you definitely did that. I saw those kids' eyes widen when they saw you suited up. It's amazing how you taught them the importance of being brave and selfless. Just like you were, facing those flames.
You've got to set an example for the kids.
I love it. That's what it's all about.
Speaking of loving things, if you love this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'm Adam.
And I'm Bubbles.
And this is Where There's a Williams, There's a Way. Did you know the city with the largest bus network in the world is Jakarta, Indonesia? It has a total of 156 miles of bus lines operated by 3,900 buses.